crazy weekend. I think we should recap the weekend, right?
Well, you were supposed to do a song of the week or something, right? Or are you doing a music of the week or song of the week?
Well, you know what? A lot happened, so let's just,
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, let me get to y'all next week with the new segments.
Okay.
For sure.
Right.
No, we coming back with new segments. We're gonna come with a whole refresher, and topics, but I got y'all next week.
Gotcha.
For sure. But I will say again, going back, just a very eventful weekend. BET weekend in LA is such a big deal. It's Tuesday. I've been out the house for 4 days straight. So it was just starting with, the Roc Nation event. Thank you, Roc Nation, for the invite. I really appreciate that.
I know I should get my little box. I wish I would have had it. I could have showed the little box that they gave. When you go to the real event, you get actual freebies.
Yeah, what's so funny about it's Roc Nation R&B night. What's so funny is that me and Fallon thought we were running off from the bar, but we weren't, because it was an open bar. So we thought that we were paying for drinks. We didn't understand why the bartender wasn't coming back to collect the funds, but it was an open bar.
Right.
So that's the real gag, and that's how sad it is that we don't really know what type of events have open bar and which ones don't, because we didn't know what was tea with the bar. But shout out to Duce, sponsored by Duce. Duce was pouring up. Ombre performed, and a couple of other R&B artists. I ran into a bunch of people. It was very, very industry star-studded. And it was just amazing. It was a beautiful night. The music was, y'all could have played some Jay-Z B-side, but that's just my opinion. This is Roc Nation. We ain't got to be scared to dip in our bags, So DJs, y'all got to learn what to play and what not to play.
That's trying to
yeah, but this was Roc Nation. Y'all should have been all in y'all Jay-Z B-side bag and just, dipping all in the New York shit. But anyway.
It was real. It was kind of a little bit too New York for me. I'm always like, no, I don't care if y'all New York DJs. I don't care about none of that. When y'all come here, like at the
maybe I felt, I didn't know what was what. I feel like it wasn't. I mean, I'm just specifically speaking of Jay-Z. Like they played the mainstream records, and I just felt like they could have digged in that bag a little bit more, with the
selections. Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, exactly. So then that led to me and Fallon went to the R&B night, and then Saturday me and Mook wound up going to House BT. The activations were amazing. I'll say BT stepped they shit up. The budget is budgeting.
I wish you would have been
the money is pouring in to BT. It just looked amazing. The aesthetics were beautiful. It was dope. It was just really horning in on like Black quotes, Black excellence. It was just specifically for us, and I felt like they were trying to gear it towards Black culture.
Right.
It was nice. I wish it was there because they had the College Hill cast. And I did say, my friend, she was actually on, I did, I
did a little bit of that, as you should, right?
Like, pay homage.
Okay.
They definitely needed an actual College Hill representative there because it was missing, so to speak. And that day was really, really nice. And then the next day was the BET Awards where we bumped into Mr. Ray. And I actually asked him why he wasn't there, because I thought, that he was Mr. BET, but I guess that was maybe just a few years ago. So I guess like that, I don't know what that relationship looks like, because he should have hosted that particular event. But the BET Awards overall, it was nice. It was different. I probably won't do an award show unless I'm invited. We're invited because it's so heavily produced. It's not like a concert. It doesn't feel how I thought. The experience is nice, but it's no.
Yeah. I got that. I haven't went since 2007. That was the year that College Hill dropped for my season. So obviously we were invited to that, and it was like a dope experience being able to experience it that way. And me and Mookie always talk about that. Like we literally, I think, have become like spoiled in the way that we experience anything industry, you know what I'm saying? So now, like, you know what I mean? Rebuilding. It's like, it's different going to any type of thing when you're, and even Chris, we experienced that too, because it was definitely the LA thing outside of the Roc Nation. No shade, Roc Nation, because it was cracking. A lot of people wanted to get into the event. But we had some like LA issues where it was like line wrapped around the corner. You gotta call who you know, figure out what's going on, and just by chance, some crazy sort. We kind of got in because it was a RSVP thing. It was weird. So yeah, like I wish I did go, but I am surprised that they didn't have anybody that I'm surprised they didn't have anybody from College Hill representing. And Ray actually said that he was supposed to be representing with Dorian from season 5, who now has his own skincare line. I think he was featured on The Breakfast Club maybe about a month or two ago. So he's doing.
But really I think well. Dorian was there. I want to say I did see him at the event, but not inside where they were hosting the College Hill panel.
That makes no sense. Yeah, he should have definitely been active.
Yeah. Well,
or they should have figured out how to tie that in from some of the old members or people that were a part of the
They should have, but he also said that wasn't originally a part of the lineup, but they still should have did their due diligence and reached out. But I also know that it's, everything is relationships. So I guess when you don't have that relationship anymore, then, there's that.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so let's kind of stay on the College Hill thing. So how do you guys feel about the cast?
Fallon, go first.
So first of all, the new College Hill series is Lamar Odom, Slim Thug, India Love,
Stacey Dash, Ray
J,
Big Frida, Nene,
Dream Doll.
And Dream Doll. Yep, that's everybody. I mean, of course, what they're trying to do is bridge that gap. So, I mean, we are of the culture of yesteryear, which isn't even yesteryear like that long ago. But I mean, the generations change so quickly. And now we're in the age of all of this social media, all of this new stuff. They may have wanted to use those familiar faces just to get people back in touch with like the actual brand of what College Hill is. You know what I mean? So I don't think it was a bad idea business-wise, marketing-wise, however, culture-wise. And that's why it's so important, even when you think about like industry stuff with music, the reason why certain music is not getting pushed to the forefront. Speaking of Chris Brown's album, I'm sure we'll get to it, which is actually amazing. And I know you talked about it, like he wasn't getting the, it's so politicky where it's kind of like, be in touch with the culture so you know what the people want. Like the people have been asking for a College Hill reunion for years, like a reunion show, like a road rules, real world type challenge type vibe, all kind of stuff. So I mean, on the business front, I guess I understand as far as bridging the gap, but the core audience and fan base of College Hill, they want to see some of the originals do something. And then that into a transition of something like that, I think would have made more sense. But
exactly, that's why they should have put you guys in with them. Like the lead up should have been a bunch of College Hill stuff. It was BET weekend. They should have merged the cast, kind of how like cast, like like pass the torch. You know what I mean? Because the fans still check for the show. It's still quoted. It's streaming, so it's not so irrelevant where it's like, who are these people?
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So yeah, I think they could have done, a lot better. Me personally, I don't like the cast. I don't think it's fitting. I did talk to Mimi about that when I met her at the event that particular day. It's just for me, like going from Bravo to BET, like that's just such a big jump to me. You know what I mean? But overall, for the actual cast, for the show, it just seems odd. It just seems odd.
What you think, Kay? I know you kind of like, you don't really like.
I do not care for it at all. I will not be, no shade, but I'm gonna just be very transparent. I will not be watching it.
Joining in, right.
I will not be tuning in. It just doesn't make sense. I don't know where they're going. Maybe I'll watch once to see if I can give it the benefit of the doubt, just to kind of see the direction. But it looks ridiculous. Even like all of them, like Lamar Odom just seems so like displaced from a period. I don't know if he was just, maybe a little.
I was cropping him out of my pictures.
Like he was what? Like he was what? Oh my God.
Like he was, excuse me.
Excuse me.
I'm done with it.
You know that tea, excuse me. Right. I do it, but you know that tea. A dog's tea is what they call it, I believe.
He was looking at Mookie like he wanted to eat her up.
Did he? Oh my God. Okay.
You gotta show her the photo because he was like, "Who is she?"
Girl, I had to crap. But we
And then we
saw
ran into
him
him in the
went to
street.
the
And
pizza
acted
spot
like we didn't even
though.
know him.
Okay, what happened?
We ran into him in the street, like after we left
We
the
did.
event. He was like, we saw him get out of some vehicle. Girl, we ran across the street so fast.
Girl, we
Right
come out
across
the
the
pizza.
street.
Girl. He was just giving something like, oh, when the Kardashians spit you out, they spit you across the street.
Yikes.
Unless you're Kanye, who was also at the BET Awards. And when he came out, Christian was like, look at Kanye. I was like, we don't know if that's him.
That's
Like,
what I said. I said that ain't that nigga.
You guys are thinking, are you
my
y'all
man
serious?
had on ski
No.
gloves.
No, it did look like him, like with the silhouette, because you know he got a shape.
He
Kanye
was
got
so
mask on him
socially
now.
awkward, like the way he walked on stage. I was like, why does he act like this?
Girl, he was just standing there hunched over. It was
Girl, that might
It was
not
very
even be
awkward to
him.
watch.
wait. And why somebody was like, Kanye kept going off script from the teleprompter and they was showing us what was on the teleprompter and it never came out. He got up there and freestyled his own fucking speech, which I thought he would.
Rules
Which
don't
lead me
apply.
to my
Yeah.
thought about Kanye. I was like, if he ever did a verses, I think he'll perform his set and leave. Like it would be no back and forth.
Yeah.
So what do you guys
That's Gemini
think about
energy.
the verses that just passed though? Because
So the
Mario,
verses, right. So who was
Mario's
Mario and Omarion? That first, before it was Mario and Omarion, which I didn't know everything was going to be all in one night. We had Bobby V,
Hey,
Sammy,
Valentine, I missed it. So how did
Ray
Bobby? Let's talk
J,
about Bobby B.
and who was the fourth person?
Sammy,
No,
Sammy,
Sammy, Ray J, Pleasure P,
Pleasure P. And
yeah.
Bobby Valentino.
So I saw like the tail end of that one, but of course we saw the recaps and stuff like that. It was so crazy. I thought it was R&B thugs in the beginning, and then we got real player at the end. Well, kind of player, and then kind of girl. I'm like, you messing it up for the Scorpios, my nigga. Like, what are you doing? Oh, like, that nigga said, like, what is that?
Yes.
Why I'm pissed at Omarion because I was rude. I just knew he was coming
I
to show
wasn't.
up
I
and show
wasn't.
out. I was rooting for him. First of all, this is
Oh,
nigga was on there eating watermelons and shit. I didn't know what was tea.
girl, what girl brought Tommy the clown out? When Mario said he was like, the clowns ain't gonna help you though. I'm thinking he just joking, like, okay, because you have all these antics. The clowns really came out, and then nigga really did have clowns in the wing.
I didn't even see that.
But when Jeremiah came out, he said, y'all both sound stupid.
Why was he stunning them like that? I'm like, who was like, so maybe this Mario we just didn't get to know because the Mario we knew was always so younger. He's super grown now.
And then
so,
we were also a younger demo at that particular
at that
time. Although we were like Jodeci babies at heart. You know what I mean? So
Right.
when like B2K came along, I just thought they were not for me because I was also an immature girl. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I never got into it. Omarion never had the vocals, the voice, or anything. And even when he started, you know, all that shit, I was still a Chris Brown fan. So I was never like moved by him. But when he like embarrassed himself because he was given Junior Genuine. You know what I mean? Yeah, like Junior
Oh
Genuine.
my gosh,
like,
y'all, it says the meeting is going to end in 10 minutes. I'll cut this part out, but it said the meeting is going to end in 10 minutes. Okay, so I think maybe we should do what Mookie said, which is do another one. And then I'll try to edit them together. I think that's all we can do.
Okay.
Okay, so go ahead. Sorry.
I was never a fan of Omarion anyway, but I always liked Mario's music, and I never doubted his vocal ability. But last night, Lord help me, Mario sang to the dope crowd. Omarion was still stuck in Scream Tour, Open My Shirt, Take My, like,
They gonna scream for whatever because I'm old.
not that pocket. You got to go 40 and up for that, and you got to be like a tank nigga who sing freaky ass shit and be sexy.
Right.
You got to go to a certain crowd for that. You in between, and he kept talking about Mario gut. I'm like, nigga, he's giving grown man.
He's
He's
giving
giving
super
grown
grown,
man.
It's
He
looking
looking
real
good.
grown. And girl, and the vocals are just so beautiful. What a beautiful instrument. Like his voice was so textured and so beautiful and just, and he was just, I don't know, girl.
I was like, I need Tank to take him under his wing, but apparently I'm already late in that request because he's already have, you know what I mean? But yeah.
I do think
It
it's a
was
good time for R&B though, because speaking of Tank, I know he has the new podcast, R&B Money, which I am
yes,
a fanatic of already. Just because
watched it. It's good.
yes.
it's super good. He's had Jamie Foxx on so far. Who else was just on there? Brooke Valentine.
Okay, I saw the Jamie, was that Tank when Jamie Foxx was giving he was telling the story about Ray, him playing.
Yeah.
Okay, so I saw that clip on Instagram.
Yeah, so
about how he played the Ray Charles role.
How did he get into it and all that? Yeah, it was super dope. And it's just kind of like, I think for R&B, because everybody been saying for the longest time, R&B is dead, R&B is dead. You know what I mean? And it's really, I think, the feeling that we got, as well as like the instrumentation, like the music elements, we've gotten so far away from it and blurred the lines so far over with hip hop that it's not distinct anymore. You know, like, hey, I know you SOS band, like old school R&B, loose ends. I mean, you even go back to, what's her name? I want to call her Shirley Caesar. That's not her name.
Betty Wright.
Betty Wright.
I knew you were talking about that.
Not Shirley Caesar. But like,
bring tomatoes. Anyway.
The times have changed, and it's like that kind of pedigree in the music is just, you know, we feel like it's not there. But it's because, like you said, Mook, it's the tutelage, and so and that's basically why they said they started the R&B Money podcast, which is like, we need a hub for people to come where artists can come and get the tutelage they need to really learn about the game of R&B music, like for real. So I think Mario took it seriously. Girl, and everybody, I don't know. I mean, Bobby sounded good. Bobby V sounded good. He didn't.
I didn't get to watch him at all.
From what I heard, he said, "Girl, Ray was like, girl, Ray J, Ray J, child. I don't know what Ray was giving 100%.
Well, you know what, Ray was a partnership with this event, so he was just there to
get that check and go.
Because he was on the back, like, bro, you co-produced this shit. You partnered with them to put this on, and you perform. Ray is a businessman. Like, I don't take him serious outside of just entertainment. Because he was on Go All BET Weekend. He was drinking Casamigos at the fucking shit off
House
to the side, girl.
Straight, okay.
I know
he had on this fire ass Letterman Balmain jacket. That shit was so fucking hard. I was like, God damn.
Does he still look handsome? Because Ray J was always a man of a, you know, okay. I'm just asking. I'm just curious.
I wanted to tell him my story about when I gave him my number so bad, but the time didn't permit. Backstage.
We'll run it back.
Because we didn't get backstage. Like, Chris and I, we'll slip somewhere, but we'll, enter, backstage and shit.
And figure it out.
But we didn't even get back there. Girl, it was a lot.
Yeah.
It was a lot.
Well, yeah, I mean, I feel like I think they did a good job. But again, I'm just happy like R&B is finding its way back to the forefront and hearing that kind of voice that Mario had, and just the music too, because it's the music too, like just being in that vibe, like kind of opens that space back up again for artists to kind of like be comfortable with not having to be like rap singing, but like you could just sing too. If that's your bag, if you rap sing, do what you do. But I mean, there's still space for, the original shit. Yeah,
because even Chris Brown new project, which is great, he gives you R&B the second half of the album.
Yeah,
like he blends it, but that second half, it's amazing. It's amazing.
I'm upset that he didn't win the BET Award for the R&B category.
Chris Brown
Who won?
The Weeknd.
Well, Chris Brown just dropped. I mean, if we talking about just in general,
but the category was a no-brainer. Like it was still a category filled with R&B artists.
Was it R&B artist like of the year or R&B artist?
I don't remember. It was R&B / something.
Oh,
but the Weeknd. Okay, so either way,
it was Lucky. I want to say it was Lucky Day in that category. It was Giveon, Lucky Day.
He probably should. Lucky Day is
awesome. The Weeknd, Chris Brown, and it was somebody else. But out of everybody in that category, y'all give it to the Weeknd.
I'm here for the Weeknd, and he said, "Every time I think I want to test."
I'm only here for the Weeknd on House of Balloons because he hasn't been the same since. But
no, I don't care for him.
And I really want BET to get back to either I'm aging out of BET Awards, but at one point it was like a night of fire acts, top acts. Like what happened? Like where did that go?
Yeah.
Well, I feel like this year, this year they stepped it up a notch. First of all, Mariah Carey ain't coming out. Like Mariah Carey came out to the BET Awards.
True.
I'm happy about that.
But Mariah Carey,
a 2 seconds and a shimmy.
All the way above. This is not the Grammys. This is BET
She
Awards.
told Mulatto, she was like, okay, you two, you go. She was
right.
like, go
That's a big deal to make a cameo at the BET
Awards. I know Kendrick was in Paris doing a fashion show with a crown made of diamonds. So that's fine. But like, where are our other acts?
Ringside with Naomi Campbell.
Where were you? Right. Doja Cat, where were you? Meg, where were you? City Girls, why didn't y'all perform? You know what I mean? Like, Lil Baby, where were you? Da Baby, where were you? Like, there's a lot of acts where we can say, where the hell are you guys?
Where it should be.
Had a good point,
like,
though.
Everybody should show. I don't know. I think award culture, just, anything like in person, because that's kind of a testament to how everything has become so virtual. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's like, I don't even know what their viewership was. I mean, I hope that it did pretty well, but I mean, just in general, that's why people feel like the whole thing with the Oscars, people were kind of side-eyeing it because their ratings were super freaking low, or was starting to get really, really low.
But the Oscars been dwindling over years once they stopped nominating like Black art.
Yeah,
it was already on like the decline because it's like, you guys never represent us in a lead role. We're always a supporting someone. It's never a lead. You know what I mean? We're still getting the first, and it's been around 60, 75, 65 or how many every years long. But at the very least, BET Awards should, like, the artist should really look at that as something and give it that oomph, because we do compare like, well, it's not the Grammys. It's not, because that's some bullshit in itself. I want you to get one, Fallon, but I'm just saying, right. You know what I mean? we don't regard it as high, and it's for us as we do other places that snub us. That's all I'm saying.
It's true. Well, it's the same reason why people will go into their comments and you have 1,500 comments and 1,300 of them are all telling you how they love you and this, that, and the third. Yeah. 200 that you see that are negative, you respond to those. A lot of it is just like human conditioning. I don't even know if a lot of us is able to help it unless you're conscious or cognizant of that. But
it's weird. But the production itself ran effortlessly. They started smoothly on time.
Yes, they did.
I would need to know the politics of doing the BET Awards. Like, what's on the other side? I would like to talk to an artist that's like, we lost one.
We lost one. We just lost one. So let me end it. Mm-hmm. And then I'm going to try to see if I can do another one. I'll drop it in the chat.
Okay.
Right back.